This is where the allegations. I'm never beating the allegations. All right. I'm picking Kamaru Usman, bro. I know I literally dropped the whole video saying I'm gonna pick DDP, but honestly, after rewatching the tape, I just can't shake. I just can't shake the feeling that DDP is going to get smudged again. I just can't shake that feeling in my head. I can just picture it so clearly of DDP just getting smudged again and people being like, dude, people pick DDP, bro. Did you watch his last fight, bro? Like, it just feels too obvious where I'm like, I need to just turn off my fucking analytical brain of like, well, DDP could literally threaten a ankle lock and perhaps cause a scrape. He's not gonna.
Oh man. He's never gonna be let down. He's never gonna hear the end of it. Anytime he makes a pick, it's gotta be this guy picked Usman against Dricus Du Plessis. It's gonna be like that for fucking 3 years, dude. But yeah, still cannot believe he picked Usman. Listen, I can understand Kanye Okoye picking Usman. Biased, you know, he's Nigerian, then like a Muslim, and then black, and then like maybe Korean, maybe. just bad time picking Usman by smudging Jix. Like it's like Usman took down. He was never able to take down anybody. Like plus he's 39, no knees, old, and if you watch his last fight against Buckley, all of his takedowns are just single legs that he just grabs, and Buckley's stupid. But I remember Batam saying saying that the Buckley throws hard because he fought a middleweight. So he throws hard punches. And you comparing Buckley to Dricus. That's so funny. Such a funny video. Will go down in history. How can you pick Usman? I don't understand. But yeah, Dricus just killed. Listen, Dricus just Usman couldn't get his takedowns because Dricus was moving too much. Usman usually just pushes people against the cage or gets the single leg, especially like recently because he's old. He shoot one takedown, good double leg, he got it, and then Dricus just got back up. Like, I think the problem with Usman is that he has no control, right? He has the takedowns, but he has no control. Buckley doesn't count. He's not a fighter. We know about this. Brady destroyed them, like, with his pillow punches, like, and he easily toppled him over, took him down, just dominate them easily, just mount, just everything. Usman couldn't do that. You know, I remember picking Buckley just based on the fact that Brady has no chin. If you compare the grappling, Brady is better. Brady dominated Leon Edwards. Kamaru Usman had to push him against the cage and being absolutely boring as hell. Dricus. This fight, if I were to tell you what it was just Dricus throwing punches and Kamaru Usman eating them. And then in the second half of the fight, it was Kamaru Usman throwing like shitty, terrible body jabs that do no damage. And Dricus just landing head kicks and Kamaru Usman just doing the chicken dance over and over and over again. And Dricus just looking like he will land a beautiful head kick. Kamaru Usman eats it. I don't know how he eat it. Kamaru Usman ate a knee to the face straight as he was going for a takedown and a head kick. I don't know what kind of sauce he's taking, but that's crazy stuff. But yeah, anytime it was hurt, Dricus would be like, I'm Dricus. I'm looking. Like he's just looking. Maybe it was because he was being like more calm and more like composed or whatever. But dude, maybe he was being nice. He didn't want to put Kamaru out cold, I guess. But Dricus is always like this. Even against Whittaker, he did the same thing. He landed a beautiful jab, and Whittaker clearly out of it. And Dricus just it took him like a couple of seconds to clock in that Whittaker was finished. He has weird finishing potential. But in this fight, it was calm. I would like a little more low kicks, but that's okay. But the the best part of this fight is not even a beatdown Kamaru Usman. It's Kamaru Usman returning to his ways of cheating and just complain to the ref about things now not real. Like, against Kobe Covington, when Kobe Covington landed the body kick and Kamaru Usman was like, no, that was a low blow, and just believe him. And he did the same thing again when Dricus landed a counter right hand and landed perfectly on his face, and he was just all over the place. And then Kamaru Usman just complains that it was a eye poke. It wasn't. And in a normal universe, it would be if I was in charge, right? If I was in charge, it would be a TKO for Dricus Du Plessis because you complain about something that did not happen, and we had to stop the fight in a finishing position. You should have been TKO there. I know the UFC would never do this because Kamaru Usman is popular or whatever. If it was someone else, maybe they would have done it. But the big reason is they want the fight to continue. They didn't want to have this anticlimactic finish. They had the corner thing happen before. And they want this again. So they keep it going. But if I was in charge, DQ'd, like TKO'd or whatever, like. But the best part was Dricus landing a head kick or a punch or whatever. And Kamaru Usman looking at the ref, like confused. Like, ref, he's punching me, he's kicking me, and he's hurting me. Please stop the fight. Do something. Dude, he's old, city, this. He's still annoying, Usman, cheater, annoying, arrogant, on the sauce clearly. Big boobies. All jiggly as well. Getting here and looking at the ref like the ref's supposed to do something about this. And because Dricus landed a good punch, it bugged his eye to the other fight because it was getting swollen and like hurt, Discomfort. Usman never really had this type of fights, throughout his whole career. Getting just beat down by a bigger guy. Usually he is the bigger guy, the longer guy. And so the first time besides, Hines, Chimaev, but Chimaev doesn't throw punches. Just has a jab and a two and a body kick in there. They're not even really that good. So really, if you look, like, the most war he went to was against Kobe Covington that has no power in his hands. But the Kamaru Usman just looking at the ref after getting hurt would become such a meme. Mom, I'm hurt. Please help me. Alright. Let's continue. Thank God I went with Leroy Duncan, but oh my god. Leroy Duncan's maybe just like he's like he Cannonier years old. I'm gonna say this. It's like he's 42 years old or whatever old he is. Ancient gorilla over here. The grey gorilla. He's so bad. He's just dumb. That's the only he's dumb. There's nothing else to say. Christian Leroy Duncan is just dumb. Oh, you have Cannonier kind of wobbling a head. What are you gonna do? jab, 2, uppercut, close elbow, um, a jab to the body, a body shot like to the liver, um, a head kick, a front kick to the body, a trip to take down your Cannonier. No, what about a spinning elbow? I just don't understand this dude. This dude just is addicted to spinning and always gets him in bad positions because he landed one good spinning elbow. But here's the problem. If the dude don't go down, you look stupid because you missed like 10 of them. And if that's anybody else and they get your back in that position and they slam you to the ground, what are you gonna do? If you keep doing it, you give him advantageous positions. Stop spinning. It's annoying. It has so many dumb stuff, man. And it's annoying. It's so annoying. Thank God he has a better chin than Gregory Rodrigues, but he has better chin than Gregory Rodrigues, but he's stupid. Gregory Rodrigues gasses because he's a weight bully and massive. So he like gasses out and has a glass chin after a while. After he gets tired, no chin. That's why Duncan beat him and Gregory couldn't. Because Jared has a good recoverability. He's good at recovering. So you need to like put it on him. Keep going. To like at least hurt him. And don't make him fight back. But Duncan is so stupid. I hate him. Like I want to see him lose again. Just make him lose again because I cannot watch someone that is ranked. Here's the problem. Thinking it. If you look at the rankings, he could beat Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen is dumb, just like him. So he went to a close decision against the what's his name? Sam Zoyan Doyan. Alright. Pfeiffer, I don't think he beats Pfeiffer. It's no head movement, so I don't think he doesn't have that. Like he's too stupid. Like he's getting into range, you get bombed. It's like, man. Let's look at the rankings, okay? They're gonna be updated, right? If you look at right now, Leroy Duncan is 12, Cannonier is 11. What? Ikram Aleskarov is Adesanya. I think Borayo beats him. Pfeiffer beats him. Brandon Allen, you never know. Ezra Adesanya, I don't know about this. Dory Adesanya gets slapped out cold for no reason. Even though he should easily beat Duncan. Like he should have easily beaten Joe Pfeiffer, but he's stupid. Hernandez, chinny to the body, But knowing the UFC, I don't think they're gonna give him up. They're gonna give him down first. This is Boyev. I don't even know if he's even middleweight. He's going to fight MVP. Like, I don't understand. Maybe they're gonna give him Bo Nicoll, and Duncan. Usually they do this. They make you defend. If we take the meta rankings as the real rankings, because here it's kind of the same. Why is there's not even middleweight anymore? Who knows? I think they're going with the meta rankings now, right? Because I saw like the infographics of the meta rankings. So I think they're gonna go to the meta rankings, and I think they're gonna give a Bo Nicoll or something. I don't think they're gonna give him Aliskerov. They could do Kyle Borayo, I guess. That would be a good fight. But they could do Dricus versus Kyle Borayo. And then, or maybe Dricus versus Brandon Allen. Who knows? This is just weird. The rankings are so stupid, I don't get them. Just don't understand them still because we don't know what the hell we're supposed to follow. What is happening? You see stupid. Sport is saved. Oh, this feels good. This feels good. Chase Super still stupid garbage and stupid and no good at striking, and he always does the same thing when he just stays out of range. Like Chase Super has two things. Like in my opinion, the best way to beat Chase Super is to make him come forward to you at the beginning of the fight, because in the back foot, he's is okay. Right? He can stay out of range somewhat. But when he comes to you, his chin just goes up in the air, just everywhere, anywhere. It's not so good. But when he's on the back foot, his throw, like it is the same thing to Borshev, right? He stays around, throws these long punches. He's just doing a split squat when he throws the punches, and he just lands them terribly and just really bad. And then he just rashed. Mitch Ramirez got the back and submitted him. With like he started with like a one arm submission, which is really impressive and strong. You can see his super face goes like, I want to submit you. People make fun of me. And then he submitted him. So that's pretty funny, I guess. But yeah, that was an easy fight for Chase Super. I don't know who they're gonna give him. Don't give him anybody. And just let Sabatini go up and go to the lightweight division. Tell him, dude, come up to the lightweight division, and just fight Chase Super. Why not? Dude, it's so scary. Chase Super either gets the back and wins, or just gets destroyed with a punch. Like, this is dangerous. Fatima Kline just beat up as an old woman for 3 rounds. Even went to Suplex City. Was impressive, I guess, but Tabatha Ricci is garbage and just hot and just got ass and just people just want to have sex with her and that's it. So it was fun. It was impressive, but it's Tabatha Ricci. I'm not that, taking it back. So this 5 week on the Twitter, there were a lot of fake, hardcore Alberto Montes fans, which in reality were just Tom and McMillen haters. They hate him because reasons I don't even know. Ooh, how can you hate Tom and McMillen? Is he weird? Is he autistic? Is he a bit high on chromosomes? Yeah, he is. But does that make him just? Why would you hate him? Why do you say, oh, he's trash? He just throws punches and goes forward. But if you watch how he fights, he's just a better, more sophisticated version of Yuri Prohaska. Yeah, that's what he is. Just a better version of Yuri Prohaska. Because when he throws punches, yes, he gets clipped. Yes, he can go to one knee, but he's always like kind of tucked in a little bit. His chin is never up, like looking at the sky like Yuri Prohaska. He's always like in a good position. The head is not forward like a turtle, you know what I mean? It's always kind of like tucked in. It's pretty good. Yeah. And the difference is that compared to Yuri usually goes like stab, jab. Of course, this is light heavyweight, so they hit harder, but he goes jab, body shot, jab, knee, jab. That's what Tommy McMillen does compared to Yuri when just like jab, 2, 1, 2, It's kind of like Yuri's kind of like a different pace. Yuri's kind of more like a methodical jab, low kick. Tommy McMillen is just in your face, and he beat him up. And all these fake Alberto Montes fans, they're like just saying that Tommy McMillen is garbage and Alberto Montes will take him down. I don't even know what fight they watch. You gotta submit him. I don't even. What do you mean? So since when? Show me a clip. Well, Alberto Montes shooting a takedown. He doesn't. He usually 99% of the time he gets the submission because he kind of clips him with a punch, and they just shoot for a takedown. And he gets Darce choke on the anaconda choke or whatever choke. He doesn't grapple. He's kind of like Paddy Pimblich. He doesn't shoot for takedowns. Even maybe though he has the anaconda choke that's really high level, he cannot put it into practice because he only gets it when people shoot on him. And Tommy's not gonna shoot at him. And if Alberto Montes shot on Tommy is a wrestler. I don't know what to tell you guys. He's a wrestler. Just because his punches doesn't mean he doesn't have the anti-wrestling and grappling in his back pocket. And he just destroyed them. Because, as I said in the video, is that you may say he's garbage. You may say he has problems. You may say he's hittable. He's a problem. When he's in front of you, it doesn't sound that the words that they're not real. You know what I mean? Your beliefs are not real because Tommy McMillen is in front of you throwing at you 100 strikes and just pressuring you and pushing you and throwing more strikes and just pushing you again and punching more and following you and never leaving you that space to breathe. He's always in front of you. That's what he does. And you're like, you watch Alberto Montes against Ricky Torcios, and in the first minute, Ricky Torcios just pressured Alberto Montes against cage and started throwing punches and kind of grappling and punches more. And Alberto Montes looks like he's terrified and doesn't want to do this. And that's all Tommy McMillen does, just pressure people. Like I think people say he's not gonna get far. I'm not sure about this. Who is gonna chin him? Let's be honest here. Who's going to Gene Silva? Right? If you go up, Gene Silva, okay. But many other fighters don't have. Even Alberto Montes, he got hit by really good punches here, and he stood up. I don't think many other fighters stand up. I'm gonna be honest. Even Leroy Murphy, he gets chinned. Even though we're talking about ranked guys, but if you talk about unranked guys, like. Even though I don't even know who is ranked and not ranked anymore. Who knows? Like Delgado even. Delgado is like as good counter punching. But he's so passive and we're gonna talk about him now. Like let's talk about him. Jose Delgado versus Austin Bashi. I think McMillen just starches Delgado, I'll be honest here. When I watched even against Philly, like I think McMillen destroys Philly, you know. It's too pressure heavy. Just it's terrifying. And these people usually need space to punch and do things. But yeah, there's Jose Delgado is the biggest stinker. Well, that's not true. That's not true. He's not the biggest stinker. What is he? Yeah. We talk about the biggest stinker on the card, but Jose Delgado is one of the biggest stinky fight I've ever seen. Austin Bashi is fast, and he surprised me with his punches and landing them and dropping Delgado a little bit. But here's the problem with certain fighters is that power punching is overrated. Good punches are what you need. So when you just start swinging to he really did. Some people call him Michael Chandler, the new Michael Chandler. I kind of see it, you know, because he's just swinging like a moron. Oh my god! Like you can hit him, you can hurt people, you can make him confused, but he's not good enough because his grappling is not like Delgado is big, so it's difficult to get his back, right? For someone like Bashi, because he needs like to jump to get to his hip because he's so short. For the division, because he should be like 135, maybe 125. But he will die because it's big and massive. So I think 135 would be a good division for him because it's too small, man. It's too small because he's a grappler. But the problem is that his grappling is like not MMA grappling. It's just normal open mat grappling, which you will see again with many other fighters, and we see all the times all the fighters that just seems like they train grappling in an open mat, and so they just get everything wrong in MMA because of the cage. The cage just makes everything more difficult for grapplers if they don't know what the cage is. If you know what the cage is, you can become the biggest smudger and annoying creature in the universe and get easy takedowns. Even like doing the Malkoon special, like when you grab a single leg and you use it, you push the guy and turn around, you like run the pipe in a sense. but they're against the cage, so they just topple over easily because there's nowhere to go. Doing that would help them, I guess. But there's certain techniques that you need to know about MMA grappling because the cage is your friend and your enemy because it makes the defender not just topple over from double legs because there is the cage. So they just don't fall down. Even like a simple like a scoop double leg, he had like some sort of double leg at one point, but he didn't scoop it. You need to scoop it, MMA. You cannot just topple him over in the double leg. But he didn't. So he got beat up. But really, Jose Delgado just throwing the fight, standing at range. Like, I understand it's difficult. I'm not saying it's not difficult, but it's the problem. Just standing around, throwing a jab, missing, a leg kick, and then some punches, hurting him here and there. But really, for the most part, he's standing around switching stances like Cory Sandhagen. And he's just like, why are we doing this? And then the third round, just shooting a takedown. Shooting a takedown on Austin Bashi. Why are we doing this? This is just, the dumbest. Just Jack Hermanson versus Roman Dolidze. Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady. The same thing. You're winning, and for some reason you're like, let me shoot a takedown and almost lose. Just low IQ, man. Really bad. Like, really bad. How did he go to a close decision versus Nathaniel Wood? I don't understand. He's threw way more punches, way better. He's really just scared of a takedown. This is bad mentality. Please go to a psychiatrist because you shouldn't be scared of takedowns. Right? You're a fighter. You know you can back up. You know this. Just get back up and piece him up again. Stop being scared, right? Because it makes you just terrible. It makes my night terrible. 4 a.m. watching this. I'm just screaming and being angry. This fight was really close, and there's nothing really to talk about because it was just each of them throwing punches and kicks and landing them. And I think KO landed better punches and more powerful punches. But the grappling that I thought KO had, and it was really good, just got stuffed and destroyed by a guillotine of Lebosnoyani. He would just get the beautiful take. It's because some KO shoot bad takedowns. Like, you just shooting double legs on the open. Like, this is stupid. But Lebosnoyani mashed him in frame somewhat and in the grappling pace. So the grappling didn't really go anywhere. It just became a stalemate of two grapplers striking. Right. Even though Lebosnoyani is a striker, somewhat, he's more like this kind of submission grappler, because after the first round, his power just goes down. But it was a close fight. Seokhyeon only aura farming a range that's no good. Too many aura farms. He has a good jab, nice jab, but like, you need more than that. You need to use the jab to set up something, and he never really set up anything. And his low kicks are bad. His stance is a bit wide, so it's difficult for him to kick well. And when he kicks, it's pretty obvious because it's kind of short as his stance. Should have gone to the body a little bit more. He didn't. Stupid, low IQ. He really just went to the face with a good jab and a good two. And Lebosnoyani will hit him back with like good kicks. Good kicks. Good punches and stuff, pushing him in. It was a close fight. The fight is just like the third round at the end, and it was close. I thought KO was winning on damage. Lebosnoyani 1 minute to go, shoots for a takedown, gets it, and then lands some punches, and then he get back up, standing there, holding the clinch. Then he throws a fury of body shots, and then that looks good for the judges. Just how it is, guys. Is how it is. You need to, like, someone like, in my opinion, you need to have understanding, not just the rules of MMA. You should understand those. Please learn the rules of MMA, please. Otherwise, you become like Mighty Mouse. But learning how the judges see things, what they're looking for, what they value. For example, okay, this is a perfect example. Let's say I am on top and you are on bottom, okay? you throw like a punch at me, like a little punch, or like an elbow, like a straight elbow at me. You hit me, right? And I punch back and an elbow back at you, right? You throw one punch, one elbow, and I throw one punch and one elbow. My punch and my elbow are worth more than yours, right? One of my punch is worth 10 of yours, okay? The top guy punches are worth 10 times the guy on bottom. And we know about this. It's true. It's true. Sometimes guys land beautiful elbows repeatedly, and the other guys land 3 shitty punches and wins the fight anyway. Many other things, visual things. The end of the minute of the fight, if you're like being weak and like not pressuring because at the end of the fight, you're gonna lose. That last minute is one of the most important minutes for scoring a fight. We know about this. Shooting for a takedown at the end. This is crafty moves, Bobby Green moves. Is the end of the round, you shoot for a takedown. You can win a round with that, just on visuals. So on visuals, Lebosnoyani won, but I thought KO did more damage. But it is how it is. Felipe Franco wins easily. David Rodrigues does look like a weird character creator, or Dark Souls character, as word God. It looks weird. Here it doesn't look as weird, right? But in the fight, he looked really weird, man. Looked really weird, squashed, like absolutely just weird build. But yeah, Franco has good takedowns. That's it. That's the end of the fight. It's good takedowns and good grappling. Gone mount easily twice. First at the end of the round, and then second round the beginning, and it was over from there. He can cry all he wants. He lost. Like, you cannot get punched in mount. And in a prelim card, if you're in a prelim and you're like a big guy, like a light heavyweight, you get mount and start throwing punches, they're gonna stop the fight. If you're like a flyweight, they're not gonna do this. But the bigger you are, the higher the probability is that they stop the fight. So you should always move and just escape. Right? If you land like elbows, a couple of elbows, the ref will be there just looking, because elbows are terrifying and dangerous. So they're gonna stop the fight quicker if you land the elbow instead if you land punches. So yeah, Felipe Franco won. Some people pick Rodrigues. I don't know what is, just because he lost. Franco lost to the guy that Rodrigues win, but won against. But people forget, man, he was on the steroids. So anyway, talking about BJJ guys and not understanding the cage, Damien Anderson. Just grappling like as if it's a jiu-jitsu match, and it doesn't work. Whereas Ezra Eliott, even though it was really boring, but it's impressive on a 4-day notice. You know, he missed weight, but it's expected. 4-day notice. It's already impressive that he's not dead, and he pushed that kind of pace, like the stress that he must have been like, and in the first round, oh my god, my voice. In the first round, like this, I think what changed the fight throughout is that Damien Anderson just headbutted Eliott in the face, in the chin bad in the first minute of the round. Or the first round. The first minute of the first round, he just headbutted him really bad. I think that was just a fight swaying a moment that the ref didn't even see. Just didn't think. It's nothing, because referees are stupid. But yeah, otherwise Ezra Eliott he's better than Merab. Like, people said, oh, he's Merab, he's Umar. He's better than them. Besides, like, being bigger and Anderson being smaller, but on like what I've seen, he has better MMA grappling than those two guys. Umar all the times just sits there and just be boring, and just holds like a single leg with his leg, just sits on there and then waits for the opponent to move and then sweeps him and just hold. These were like, he's just going for it. And Damien Anderson was like trying to survive, because he's a BJJ guy, B team guy, so he has good defensive grappling, but it's good striking though. He's and the best striking as Eliott. So, but In terms of like the grappling, he didn't have the strength, but I even say he had like the shitty BJJ grappling. That doesn't work. It doesn't work, man. You need to get back up, man. You need to get back up and stop trying to be so defensively sound and just push over and just get back up, man. You're tired. 4-day notice. Difficult is bigger, but I think these two guys maybe will go somewhere, and maybe this will like a perfect matchup for each other. The same with like this one. I don't know what to think. Right? Is it that they're both good, or they're both kind of mediocre, and then Philip Rowe is just garbage, and Oppenheimer is just terrible? We need to see them find someone that is kind of good and we know he's decent and can throw check people and has good skill. So maybe they paired up really well with each other. No. Alden Coria. Just fucking go away from the sport and never seen again. I want like a list of excuses to why you fought so badly. Was it rigged? Just tell me. Just be honest with me. Rigged. Did some mafioso guy pay you to just go to a terrible decision where you just stood around, got hit by overhands because he has no overhand defense, and just stood around doing nothing for most of the fight? I don't even know how he won round 1. I'm pretty sure Nicoll won round 1, but they gave it to him for some reason. I don't know why. But Nicoll did like no takedown defense, 0 takedown. Absolute one moment, one takedown, no joke. He was pulling a guillotine grip. It's just not even a grip, just putting his hand around his arm around Nicoll as if he's going for a 1-arm guillotine, and he's got taken down. What is this? What are we doing? And he just stood around and just said on Twitter, he fought like Leon Edwards. Oh my god. There's nothing worse in life than seeing someone fight like Leon Edwards. Standing around, just flicking jabs. Oh my lord. And just didn't push. And Nicoll is literally a victim that stands around and does nothing. And just stands there and just waits for you to throw an overhand and they can go for a takedown. And you just stand around throwing terrible jabs. This dude beat Costa by finish, Alessandro Costa. And I think Alessandro Costa is pretty good. So you finish Alessandro Costa, but you cannot finish Stewart Nicoll, that is a victim. But Costa nukes Nicoll. What? That makes no sense. I just don't get it. Alden Coria was so bad in this fight. Terrible. My voice is disappearing as we speak. It was really bad. Maybe the worst performance of the year, I think. From someone that is winning. Supposedly won. Someone who supposedly won. Because, there was like Lima that lost to Bojas. Terrible fight. The same thing. It happened again. Just doing nothing. Standing around. Flicking the jab. Not even flicking the jab. He's just moving his forearm. Like with his elbow. Just flicking. It's not even punching. He's just flicking his arm. And it's so bad. Just Leon Edwards. Just Leon Edwards, man. Just Leon Edwards maxing out there. And getting takedown. Easily by Nicoll. With the worst takedowns I ever seen. Just topple over. The reason why I'm so upset, because he's a flyweight. You cannot be just ragdoll like this a flyweight. You cannot do this. It can only happen if it's like Pantoja, if it's Tatsuro Taira. I can give excuses. But if it's Nicoll, you need to be good. You need to scramble up quickly. It doesn't even need to happen. You are flyweight. You cannot be ragdoll like this. You are in a division. But these guys, if they get going, you are cooked. You need to match the speed, the strength, the technique, because otherwise you will be run over. You cannot make such silly mistakes, man. It was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Alvin Hines just died. Just got destroyed easily. Like, it's not even funny. By the way, they look both terrible, and Hines was on roids before, and now he's no more, and he look a little bit smaller out there in the muscle department. But how terrible is Denise? He landed so many punches on Hines and didn't put him away. This dude, garbage, literally just blobs about, lumbering, bumbering, like a little orc in a video game, like a like a treant, you know, a tree thing, just bobs about, boom, 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 makes this sound when he walks, boom, 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 boom. That's Harris when he walks, and he landed one uppercut, and he killed him. Indiana Boza won because she's a man, and she's just stronger than Anna Melisano, and just choked her out in the first round easily.
Fucking do that, bro. He's not gonna fucking do that. He's gonna get taken down. He's gonna get blobbed. He's gonna win the 5th round. He's gonna take down Usman somehow. He's gonna rock him at some point, but he's gonna lose based on control and ground and pound. He's just like Kamaru Usman is just a much better wrestler than DDP. He times his takedowns really well. He's not a scrub on the feet. I know that his defense is fucking terrible and he freezes up and he will get thudded and boomed in a couple of moments. But I think Usman is tough enough. And I don't know if DDP necessarily has the one-shot KO power. I think he's like a volume, and not like a pitter-patter volume guy, but just more like he'll thud you with a shot and then follow up like a 4 or 5 piece, and you kind of just like, all right, let me go down, and then you're fucked. Like, it's ground and pound. It's not a one-shot KO type of thing. Yeah, I don't see DDP whipping up a Leon Edwards perfectly timed, perfectly placed, you know, headshot dead type of KO, right? Even though head kicks are there for him, I just think Usman's style plays into DDP so, like, it plays so well, I just can't ignore it. I tried really hard to be like, no, I said I'm gonna pick DDP, I'm gonna pick him, but I just can't ignore everything I've seen in the tape and all that.